My name is Rajesh. I am 60 years old and I am from Mysore. I raised my son alone after the divorce. I gave up everything I could so he would never feel the lack of anything. And on the night of my 60th birthday, my phone stayed silent all day. At 11:47 pm, a message finally arrived. Happy birthday, Dad. Sorry, I forgot. I read it 3 times. Then I picked up my phone and made the most difficult decision of my life. My marriage with Meera ended when our son Arjun was 4 years old. There were no huge fights, no dramatic scenes, just two people who had slowly become strangers living under the same roof. She moved to Pune with someone else. At first she called Arjun every weekend, then once in 2 weeks, then once in a while, and then almost never. So I became everything: father, mother, homework supervisor, cook, school emergency contact, fever night caretaker, just me. Those early years were hard. I worked at a transport company with long shifts, and every single day felt like solving a puzzle. How to pick him up from school on time, how to make dinner before he slept, how to attend parent-teacher meeting without losing my salary deduction. I hired a lady from our neighborhood, Shanta auntie, to pick him up after the school, stay with him till I returned home. Half of my salary went to her, but I had no choice. I learned cooking because life forced me to do so. In the beginning, it was only dal chawal and omelette, again and again. Later I improved. Arjun loved gulab jamun, hated bottle gut sabji. And every Friday he demanded homemade chicken cutlet like it was his constitutional right. So every Friday I made the cutlets. I attended every annual day, every PTM, every cricket match. Once I had viral fever with body pain, but I still stood near the school ground for 3 hours because Arjun was opening batsman that day. I remember sitting there wrapped in a muffler, shivering, pretending I was fine whenever he looked towards the stands. I'm not complaining. I did it happily. Because Arjun was not just my responsibility, he was my whole life. At 18, he moved to Bengaluru for engineering college. I was proud of him, very proud. The house suddenly became silent, but I told myself this was normal. Children grow up, they leave, that's life. Initially, he called every day, then every weekend, then mostly when he needed something: money transfer, laptop repair, college fees, some old document. And every single time I answered the phone immediately. I was always there. 3 years ago, he got a good IT job in Bengaluru. Then he met someone, started building his own life. I visited him twice. The first time, I slept on a thin mattress in the hall because his flat was small. The second time, he gently suggested that booking a nearby hotel would be more comfortable for everyone. I felt something cracked inside me that day, but I smiled and said it was okay. Calls became shorter, festival visit became smaller. Even during Diwali, he spent more time on his phone than speaking to me. And this year, I turned 60. A big number. I was not expecting balloons or surprises. But somewhere inside I thought, maybe this year he will come home. Maybe we will sit together on the terrace with chai. Maybe we will actually talk properly. The phone stayed silent the entire day. I woke up, made tea for one. Went for usual morning walk near the Mysuru Palace Road. Came home, ate the lemon rice I had cooked in the morning. Watched random news channel without really watching them. Every hour I checked my phone. Nothing. At 9 pm my elder sister from Bengaluru called. She sang happy birthday loudly and badly on purpose just to make me laugh. For 30 minutes I forgot the silence. Then the call ended. The house became quiet again. At 11:47 p.m., just when I had switched off the lights, my phone vibrated. A message from Arjun. "Happy birthday, Dad. Sorry, I forgot." I read it once, then again, then one more time. He forgot. Not because he was in trouble, not because of some emergency, not because something terrible happened. He simply forgot. Like forgetting milk from the grocery store, like forgetting to pay an electricity bill. 60 years old, 36 years of sacrifice, Friday chicken cutlets, standing with fever at cricket matches, sleeping on the floor in his apartment, and still he forgot. That night, I did not reply. I kept the phone face down beside me and stared at the ceiling for a very long time. And somewhere in that silence, I finally made a decision that had been waiting inside me for years. From now on, I will live for myself. I will stop waiting for calls. I will stop keeping my life empty just in case someone remembers me. I will stop adjusting my existence to fit into the leftover corners of somebody else's life. I'm 60 years old, and for the first time in many years, it does not feel like life is ending. It feels like life is finally beginning. Have you ever reached a point where you had to choose between continuing to wait for someone or finally choosing yourself? Story Studio. Stories that stay with you.